Welcome to the Light, Hope, and Healing podcast, where we discuss why you have stress, anxiety, pain, illness, and how to heal from it. I am your host, Tracy. My background is a healing coach, energy healer, spiritual mentor, intuitive, and channel. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's podcast. This week's topic is thoughts, emotions spiraling. What to do for yourself to overcome. And so last week's podcast, I talked about the trauma, some big, some little, coming up to show you. This one is when the traumas are overwhelming and you are struggling, and it takes you into a place where you don't feel good or you're having health issues because of it, all right? So this is something that happened to me recently, and it was something that I really had to work to overcome, and so I wanted to share with what I did and how I overcame it, right? So I had been really doing well about keeping my thoughts, good, that the trauma seemed to have been being healed. And, like I said in my last podcast, that means we're doing good, right? We're doing good. Things are coming up that don't affect us, right? And that's where I was at. But, we've really got to get everything cleared out and really heal and overcome everything, because we are moving into a place of more peace and harmony, and we've got to clear this stuff out and heal it so we can be in that place. Also, we've got to do this to heal our bodies, right? Most everything I've seen is tied to traumas with my clients. When you have the health issues, the pain, the health, the immune system, anything I see when there's the chronic illnesses is, we figured, and it ties back to a lot of the traumas, right? It's held in our bodies, and then it starts to manifest, which is good because it's showing us what we need to work through, okay? So I want you to look at that and try to look at everything in a positive way, and this helps you, right? Don't just ignore it and be try to make it all positive. No, look at it seriously for yourself. And then look at the positive in it, okay? So like I said, I've been doing pretty good with my thoughts, keeping them together, not spiraling. Well, I was put in a few situations where it sent me spiraling. I was put in things and situations that brought up stuff for me to look at. And the problem was, what was the thing I said last podcast? Live consciously in the moment so you can heal, not float through your day. Well, I wasn't doing that because I was spiraling. That's what happens when if you're not doing that, living consciously in the moment, you spiral. And sometimes it's because the trauma's there that really needs to be looked at. So I had to spiral so I could really pay attention to it, right? But I was spiraling. And then everything started building up. I was getting more irritated at every little thing that would come near me that I normally wouldn't. For example, one big thing would trigger it, but then my kids would come up and ask me a question, or the kitchen would be left a mess, or the backyard needed the weeds gone, or there's too many weeds out in the orchard, or there's a crack here in the cement, or little things, right? And so I was spiraling. I couldn't pull myself out of looking at all the negative around me. And so what was really brought it to my attention is then I started having the heart palpitations, and I've mentioned it a couple times, and it's come and gone in my life, as I work through it. But it got really bad this time, and so it, put me down a little bit in a depression for a couple of days. And then I started looking at, things to do, and I've talked about this before. Sometimes you have to, because the symptoms are making everything worse for you. And if you don't work on the symptoms first for a minute or a day or two, you can't get to the mental causes to clear it, all right? So sometimes you need to do the things to help the symptoms and then start working on, well, what was the original thing that caused it, right? So the heart palpitations, I had to work on the symptoms. So I looked up the different things to help that, meditations, different things. And I got that under control. And so then I needed to start looking at, okay, what am I not paying attention to? Why am I letting everything spiral? Why am I letting everything get to me? Because I know. And it's about really looking at things. Now, some of it was things from the past relationships, etc., that's, sent me spiraling. And I was put in situations that made it come to light again. Because when you think you're doing good, it's good. Keep thinking you're doing good, but you've got to work through these things, so you're gonna be shown them, right? So when you're shown them, and I needed to be shown and be spiraling, or I wasn't gonna catch it, because I was like, oh no, I'm over that. No, I wasn't. And so once I started looking at why I was spiraling, it was the little things, I had to go back to the bigger thing that started it to begin with. And that was something that had happened in my past, right? It wasn't necessarily a big thing, but it was just being hurt, right? And I don't know, sometimes I think I do play down things because I didn't have a lot of bad things happen, but I had things that have affected me in my life. I had stress and anxiety, right? When I was younger, when I was 20. And so there's things that happened that affected me, right? So I worked on it, and then I worked, like I said, I worked on the physical symptoms, and then I worked on what really caused it, right? And I started to feel better, and I started to feel more free again. I didn't feel bogged down. I didn't feel in a depressed state, and I started to lift up and out. And how I really knew that I had done the work, and this is something else you should look for the signs, is one is you feel good. You start to feel good. You start to feel free. You start to feel lighter. But I went outside, and I wanted to stand in the sun because I like to stand in the sun and get sun. I try to every day because that's a healer for you, being in the sun. So I went out and stood, and all of a sudden, all of these doves just took off around me. And I looked up what dove meant, and I'm going to read it to you here. So, what it means, and I'm going to read, it's from crystalclearintuition.com, and then dove's meaning. Doves that appear to you in synchronistic ways represent hope, faith, renewed purpose, compassion, purity, and intuitive communication. They may show up when hard times are ending and a new understanding of oneself emerging. The presence of a dove brings energy back into balance, harmony, and invokes an internal sense of peace. So once I saw that, and I went and read on it because I was like, I was feeling better. But that fit perfectly for the situation. I had come out transformed a little bit, in a different place, looking at things from a different perspective, and I'm taking things in a little bit of a different direction for myself. And this whole thing was a transformation for me. And the doves brought that to my attention. I didn't realize it when it was going on, but let me tell you, it's about paying attention to what's going on around you for lots of reasons. The ones like we already said, with looking at what you need to work on, but also there's being signs shown to you on what you need to work on. And that was a huge sign for me. Not work on, but that was a sign to show me that I had done the work, and I'm on the other side of it now, even though I felt it. And it was amazing because it wasn't just a few doves, it was hundreds that flew up. They were in our orchard that flew up around me. So Anyway, that was pretty cool. I wanted to share that with you, and just add that this helps you paying attention to what's going on around you, not just floating throughout your day. It's consciously living to make the changes and be able to pay attention to what's going on in our life. The programming that I've talked about that we've had our whole lives just has us float throughout our day, and we need to start living it consciously and paying attention to all those things, because that brings us back to our intuition. Okay? And that's what we need for everything, to heal ourselves, to see the signs so we can see if we're making progress or we need more work to do. Okay? So pay attention, live consciously in your life. All right, so that's what I've got for today. If you enjoyed this podcast, but you feel like you need more, I have a membership group. It's $9.99 a month. We meet twice a month on Tuesdays, where we do Tuesday Tea, where we do topics or questions are asked. And then on Wednesdays, I do you post what you want healing sent to, and I send healing to you. And on Mondays, I do a message for the group. So we'd love to have you in there. It gives you the accountability. There's others in there that can help you out, lift you up, remind you of the things that you need to do to keep healing and improving your life. So we'd love to have you in there. All the links are in the description below to join. If you have any questions, let me know. All right, let's get ready for the healing meditation. If you are driving or using heavy machinery, you need to stop listening to the podcast now, because we are going to be doing a healing meditation, and the energy is very powerful and can make you sleepy and lose concentration. Come back when you stop driving or using the heavy equipment and enjoy the healing meditation. All right, go ahead and close your eyes. I want you to imagine the violet flame below your feet. It's coming up and around and through your whole body. It's cleansing, clearing, and purifying everything. Any negative thoughts that come up, just put it in the violet flame. Any anger, stress, frustration, just put it in the violet flame. Anything you feel that has come from others, any anger, any arguments, any traffic incidences, just put that in the violet flame. That is not yours to deal with, that is theirs. And then finally, anything from the consciousness that you feel you may have picked up on, just put it in the violet flame to transmute. All right, now I want you to take a deep breath in. Hold it, and then exhale. Take another deep breath in. Hold it, and this time on the exhale, relax your body. One last deep breath in. Hold it. On the exhale, release everything that's no longer serving you into that violet flame. Now I want you to imagine gold light coming down from God's source to the top of your energy. It gets to the top of your energy and it splits apart and goes all the way around to below your feet and then connects back. So you're in this bubble of gold light of protection from God's source. Now, again, I want you to imagine gold light coming down from God's source, whatever your belief is, into the top of your head. It goes all the way down to your heart. It fills up your heart with that gold light. You're going to open your heart up now, and you're going to send gold light to those that have harmed you. And it's okay. You're sending this gold light to heal the situation. You don't have to hang around the people. You don't have to be around them. You don't even have to talk to them. But you're healing the situation for you, because it affects you and your health. So go ahead and send that gold light now to those that have harmed you. And be at peace with it, because, like I said, you do not need to hang around them, talk to them, or anything like that. Just healing the situation for you. So send that gold light now to those that have harmed you. All right, when you feel that's done, send gold light to those you have harmed. And if you can't think of anybody, put the intention out there that it goes to those you have harmed, because we all have done it. We just might not even realize it. And you want to heal this for you and them. So send gold light now to those you have harmed. Now I want you to add sending gold light to all of your family. So go ahead and add sending the gold light to your family now. Now add sending gold light to everyone in your city. Now add sending gold light to everyone in your state. And now add sending gold light to everyone in your country. And now add sending gold light to everyone around the world. When you feel that's done, bring the gold light back into your heart. Take that gold light down your spine. It's going to split at your hips and go down both legs, out the bottom of your feet, down into Mother Earth. It's going to wrap around the crystals in Mother Earth and back up your feet, up your legs, connecting at your spine, all the way up your spine, out the top of your head, all the way up to God's source, and then back down into the top of your head again. So you're getting healing energy from God's source, earth, the crystals, and I'll send healing energy that comes through me from God's source. So sit back and relax, and I will send it now. All right, I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath in now. Hold it. And then exhale everything that came up in that healing that needs to be released into the violet flame that's around you. We're going to take that violet flame, send it back up to God's source to transmute it. Go ahead and open your eyes. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And that's what I have for today. If you enjoyed this podcast, but you feel like you need a little bit more accountability, then I have a membership group. It's $9.99 a month. We meet twice a month on Tuesdays and do Tuesday tea, where we have topics or they ask questions. We also have Mondays where I do a message for the group, and Wednesdays you post what you want healing sent to, and I send it to you on Wednesdays. There's a great group of people in there. They're all going through the same thing as you, so you have that accountability to help keep you on track, because you listen to the videos or the podcasts and you get on down the road and they sound great at first, but then you forget. So this gives the accountability to keep you on track, and we'd love to have you in there. We have a great time and we help each other out. So all of the information is in the description below, and we'd love to have you in there. So that's what I've got for today. Go do something you love, something that lifts you up, brings you joy. Do at least one thing every day that brings you joy, that you love to do. And then do one thing every day of self-care. Drink tea, Epsom salt bath, pray, meditate. Do at least one of those every day. And then look for the good in everything. And when you see something in someone, say it to them. Lift them up and lift yourself up. And finally, write 10 things you're grateful for. Do these things every day, and I promise you, you are going to see a difference in your life. That's all I have for today. Have a great day. I love you all, and I will see you next week.